Yo, what's up everybody? It's Connor from Unscripted, back again with another video. In today's video, we are talking about yesterday's CDL Optic Chicago Home Series matches, and as always, we are doing things off the script. But before we hop into the video, don't forget to leave a like down below if you enjoy. Leave a comment as well with your thoughts on what we talk about today, and subscribe to the channel too if you are enjoying the content and looking for more videos from me in the future. I appreciate all of that. It means a lot to me and helps me grow the channel, so thank you, and let's hop right in. So, before we get into the matches, I'm actually going to talk about this little bit of, I guess, like drama you want to call it, so... Oh, I'm going to start over here, actually. Okay, here we go, yeah. So, McGregor Lineman, the guy who does the trading cards and the stats, he made a video with the LA Thieves. Basically, he made cards for them to open, like physical cards, and they opened them on screen. And here's some of the cards, you know, not all of them, obviously, but here's some of them that they opened, and then they're really nice. They're pretty cool. It was cool they partnered with him to do that and make a cool video, get him some exposure on the cards and whatever else. And then, as you see here, and the video got taken down. Very cool. So at first the video was just unlisted, but then I'm pretty sure the video was totally taken down. And here he says takes my content and then silences mine, bold. So I don't know. My guess would be this has something to do with the CDL not wanting their teams to be doing trading cards with somebody else. I think it was maybe Upper Deck who was teased to have cards going on with Optic like a while ago. So maybe the CDL has plans for actual trading cards for their entire teams and like a league-wide partnership, and they don't want teams partnering with somebody else, which is very unfortunate for Lineman, but unfortunately that's the way it is with franchising and, you know, big money sponsors and all that. That's the way it's going to be, so definitely sucks for him. You know, it's unfortunate for him. It's just the way it is, and I just thought it was interesting and kind of, you know, upsetting on his end, but that is that. Now moving on to the matches. So we started with the Atlanta FaZe versus the Paris Legion. This, of course, was a match that we did not expect to be close, and it actually wasn't all that uncompetitive. So FaZe came out on this Garrison Hardpoint, and I don't know why. Here, let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah, so
Simp made a really big play. Got a three-piece there to hold the hill, and if that got broken, they legitimately could have lost this game. This was really close. They were right about tied when this hill started. Simp went huge to make the big play and secure the win for them. But, I mean, that was a very competitive Garrison Hardpoint. That is Paris' best hardpoint map. FaZe also very good at it, so it was a good start to the series for Paris, but they did come up short. Then we went over to Seattle, to Standoff for Search and Destroy, and here you see Atlanta FaZe say Standoff S&D in 2021, and Seattle said you love to see it, and then FaZe said, yeah, sure you do, with a picture of them at the bottom of the standings. So FaZe coming for their necks right there, and that was just funny. I thought I'd throw this in here, but that they did not love to see it. FaZe did not love to see it because Arcitys, he joined the squad, the agency. He went 0-6, 0-7, whatever it was, and I think they lost the series 6-2 maybe, or 6-1. It was 6-1. Here you can see it down here. It was 6-1. They lost the map. It just wasn't competitive whatsoever, and Arcitys was goosed. He went 0-6, did not have a kill. He joined the Donut Squad on the Paris side of things. I mean, Scraps went 8-0, Temp went 10-4. Those guys played really well in this map, and yeah, it was just dominance on Standoff. So Standoff, I mean, as we'll see in the next series we're talking about, there's going to be some weird results, I think, until teams get used to it. You know, Paris coming out in the smoking face should not happen on any Search and Destroy map, so either Paris is just that good at S&D on Standoff, or it's just going to be a weird map for a little while. I'm kind of thinking that is what it is. You see Crim6 here says, welcome to the guild to Arcitys, and I just replied to him, to one of us, because you'll see here there are quite a few people now that are joining the donut list. So we have Scump, Bance, Formal, Classic, Celium, Crim, Skies, Kleenex, and Arcitys. And looking at that team, I mean, it's some pretty good company for Arcitys to be joining. You could probably make a team of Bance, Kleenex, Celium, and Arcitys. They wouldn't quite be as good as FaZe, but they'd be a top 4 team in the league for sure. So it's not like it's only scrubs in there. I mean, some good players in there, and it's just banter. Of course, it happens to a lot of people. Almost everybody gets goosed at some point, so no big deal. But they did fall 1-1, and then they were able to win the raid control. And then finally, they were able to close the series out on the raid hardpoint. This was another one that was kind of competitive. I mean, all three were. The control was only 3-1, but it was a really competitive 3-1. And then this was a pretty competitive. It got down to, I think it might have ended on P5, or else it ended on P1. But Paris was right in there. They broke P5 once when they were trailing by a little bit, and they could not ultimately close it out. They did fall 3-1, so unfortunate for them, but they were right there. They looked pretty sharp. Here you see the numbers. Okay, so Scraps struggled, Zaptia struggled. What do you expect? A new SMG duo pairing going up against the Tiny Terrors. It's not going to go well for them most times. Temp played well, though. I will give him that. Not just by the numbers. Watching the series, I thought, oh, Temp's playing pretty well. Turns out that was the case. Aqua played pretty well, too. Their ARs didn't play bad. On the FaZe side of things, not Abizi's best series, but I mean, that hard point on Raid, he did pretty much put the team on his back for that one. That's just how this team is. You shut one of them down, somebody else steps up. You're never going to shut all of them down. There's just too much talent. But Simp played well. Celium and Arcitys, they all played well. Team looked sharp. They didn't, they weren't untouchable or anything. Paris could have won, but they looked okay. So that's that. Now moving on to the surprise of the day. The Florida Mutineers actually beat the Toronto Ultra 3-2. You see Havoc here says, GG's Toronto, we won 3-2. Been grinding in and out of the game to get my mental right for this stage. Big win for our confidence as a team and a great way to start stage 4. So it was not expected. They came out and they actually, here's Havoc's stats for the series. They actually won the first 2 maps. Raid, hardpoint, they won kind of convincing. I think it was around 250 to like 180, maybe somewhere in there. And then again, they came out in standoff and they just beat them like 6-2. I think numerous times Toronto got first blood and it didn't matter. Florida was able to clutch up like a 2v4, multiple 3v4s. So Toronto didn't look themselves, not at all. Their teamwork was not there, but they were, of course, able to bring it back like they always do. They did take the next control. They took the next hard point as well to make the series 2-2 heading into map 5 Miami. And you're thinking, okay, Toronto, they are the stronger search team. They should be able to just complete the reverse sweep and start their stage 1-0. But they did not. They actually went up 3-0 in the Miami search, and then lost the next 6 rounds to fall 6-3. So not a good series for them. You see Cammy was, the big struggler for them after being one of the top probably 5 players in the CDL in Stage 3. Not a good start to his Stage 2. But how about Neptune and Havoc? Those guys combining for a +24. That SMG duo, it's not one of the best in the league, but when they're playing well, it can be pretty dang good. And Neptune, especially, his ceiling is very high. Havoc, he's sort of been hit or miss this year, and it seemed like he's been doing more missing than hitting, but he did finally hit his stride yesterday. He had a really good series. He looked sharp, and Skies played well too. So you got to give all those guys credit. They played well. I mean, if you leave all of Toronto in the red for their KDs for the series, you know that you did something right. Cammy says here, GG's Florida, played my worst series of COD in a long time. Yeah, it wasn't good for him, not at all, but poor start to Stage 4, but played Dallas on Sunday. I mean, that'll be a good bounce back series for them if they can. It'll be a good matchup. We'll get to see Dallas, of course, with their new SMG duo of Vivid and Shotzi. We'll actually see them today, but we'll see them in a bigger matchup on Sunday against Toronto, and we'll see if Crim and Illy can turn things around against Cammy and Insight, of course. And then speaking of today's matches, here they are. So Empire versus Royal Ravens kick us off at 3 o'clock. That will be, I think, a little bit more competitive than you might expect on paper, but the thing is, it all depends how their roster moves shake out. Dallas, of course, with Vivid in there now. London with Afro, and I'm forgetting who else in place of Zed. Oh, Alex in place of Zed and Zaptius, so we'll see how that goes for them. A tough matchup to start, but they're getting Empire at a good time. With their struggles and their roster moves, it could be a good time to play them and maybe give them a loss. And then on the second match of the day, we have the Optic versus the Rocker. I think this one should go to Optic. I mean, it always depends what Optic team shows up. If the team that showed up in the Stage 3 Major, they come today, they probably take the win. But Rocker do have the new roster change. They should be stronger in Search and Destroy with Major Maniac in there. Optic has been playing well in Search too. Control has not been Optic's strong suit, and Rocker have been, that's like their only good game mode right now, so that should be an interesting map. If Rocker can make it 1-1 heading into map 3, they can take the swing map. They could win the series, but I do favor Optic in that one. I think they will start their season 1-0, or their stage 1-0, and I didn't even give a prediction in the first one, but I will take Dallas. I just don't think London's roster's had enough time to mesh. Alex has not been playing the game until recently for a long time. I mean, maybe behind the scenes he was, but not that I know of. So I think it's going to be a little bit too much for them right now. So I think Dallas and Optic take these matches today. And just so you guys know ahead of time, I will not be here for a couple of days. This will be my last video until probably Monday or Tuesday, heading out for a long weekend vacation. So I will be watching these matches, of course. I just won't be able to make videos about them. So hopefully they go well. Hopefully you enjoy them. I'm sure they will be good matches. We have some good ones throughout the weekend. Of course, Optic versus FaZe and Dallas versus Toronto, the big ones on Sunday. So hope you enjoy them. I'm sure you will. I'm sure I will. That's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like down below. Leave a comment as well with your thoughts on these matches and what we talked about today. And subscribe to the channel as well if you enjoyed the video and want to see more videos from me in the future in your subscriber box. I appreciate all of that. It means a lot to me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a good day today. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.